Hi everyone, thanks for tuning into another episode of OPES. If you're new here, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any of our awesome content. And if you want to support the channel even more, be sure to check out our Patreon for extra episodes and exclusive content. Links in the description. Thanks for listening, and let's jump in, baby. Hey guys, you want some Christmas horror movie recommendations? What? I was just trying to tell you about some movies I think would be very excellent to watch before Christmas. So all the people joining us for the first time, thanks for stopping by for an OPES Novella, where we go a little off script and we just do a little talking. And what better way to celebrate the holiday season is to watch some spooky movies right before Christmas. Now, don't worry. The first 10 minutes of this episode is non-spooky stuff I think everyone should check out and everyone can check out. But for today's episode, I'll be giving 5 very solid Christmas-related horror movies I think everyone should see at least one of them, which are all going to be good and bad in their own special way. I hope you like this one, but first, I gotta make sure Shelley Duvall's okay. Shelley, are you alright? Shelley? Oh, damn it! Alright, okay, I guess you don't want to know about the movies. Alright. Gosh, man, maybe she's like an elf fan or something. I don't know, you know? Is everybody in? Is everybody in? Is everybody in? The ceremony is about to begin. Let's get ready to fumble these words as I introduce another OPES Novella, guys. Welcome back. It's been a minute. I'm your host, Tristan, and you already know the drill. If you don't know by now, an OPES Novella, we're doing it live. We're going off record, off script. Just kidding. It's a little script. I need some guidance. You know me. But we're doing an OPES Novella where it's just me. We're having a little one-on-one time. Actually, if any reason, the reason you came here is I have some movie recommendations. I got some show recommendations. If I can get this out in time, you hopefully listen to this before Christmas. So, if you ever thought to yourself, man, I need to get in the spirit. If you haven't got the spirit by now, good luck. Not being a dick, but just Christmas for real gotta be in like two days. But if you need some help, or at least want to get nice and spooky, because here on the OPES podcast, we are all about keeping it spooky 365 days a year. It's not just one day for us, it's everybody. You will enjoy these 5 recommendations. I'm going to give you 5 Christmas-related horror that I think you'll enjoy and check out. Before we get into the horror, for our normies out there, because you know what? Sometimes life's not all spooky. It is for some of us, but sometimes it's not. And for you guys, I have some little mini recommendations for you. As far as a movie, I think I want to say most of the family can watch it. It's about terrorism, which you know you need that in your Christmas movie. But it's called, is it Baggage Claim? No. That's a 2013 movie starring Paula Patton. Oh, how could I have forgotten Paula Patton? It's called Carry On. It is called Carry On. Okay, we're back in it, Tristan. There we go. It's on Netflix. I think it's currently the #1 movie, so if you haven't seen it, I know you saw it as everyone else watching it, I say, definitely check it out. It is a little mixture of, feels like Die Hard in a sense. It's a little bit of Die Hard, a little bit not quite Saw, a little bit of 24. It's got good tension, great pacing. The movie's how freaking long is this movie? Alright, we're definitely gonna edit this part out. It is just shy under 2 hours, and you barely notice. It goes, and it just flies by, though. Again, if you like thriller, action, you're looking for a Christmas movie, it was fun. My wife put it on, and there's this one scene on the highway. That's all I'm going to say. But just like when it came on, I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm definitely in the Christmas spirit. So, called Carry On, Netflix, 2024, less than 2 hours. Tristan says, check it out. But yes, now we're going back to the script. We're doing it live, doing it professionally. I want to talk about goblins. Besides my favorite podcast, the Right Now podcast, starring John Goblicon. Again, the real ones will know. Shout out, John, if you're listening. Please come on my show. Let me come on your show. You'd have to buy me a plane ticket, though. But that's okay. But I just want everyone to know, for the record, we are a pro-goblin podcast. If you do not like goblins, get out. It's not here. But pro-goblins, what am I talking about? I'm talking about, of course, the very classic book, Herschel and the Hanukkah Goblins by Eric Kimmel. I've talked to people about this book. Some people don't believe that that's not a real title. You made up that title. That's an AI title. No, that is real. Herschel and the Hanukkah Goblins. Have you guys ever heard of this? It's essentially the book's about a man named Herschel, goes to a poor village on a couple nights before Hanukkah. And unfortunately, some nasty goblins keep messing up the menorahs, messing up with the candles, though, and they can't properly celebrate. So my man Herschel waits night by night, outsmarting the goblins one at a time to celebrate Hanukkah. It's a cute little book. It gets weirdly dark at the end. Final Goblin's got crazy Sauron energy. Again, if y'all read it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But there's a couple of read-throughs on YouTube. Again, Herschel and the Hanukkah Goblins. You got little ones, want to kind of go past the whole Christmas stuff, want to mix it up a bit. I recommend it. It was always a pleasure seeing in the school library. Always make me think it's so cool. I'm really surprised Disney hasn't made a movie about it. I don't know. We're hoping, plugging in for 2025. Herschel and the Hanukkah Goblins, starring Disney. They'll probably ruin it. Let's be real. It's, okay, stay away, Disney. Anyways. How am I transitioning this? Forgive me, guys. This is actually the second take, if y'all don't know. First time I took it, your boy was not having so much Christmas spirit. And I'm going off my list, but I just feel like I want to share with you guys. This has been a hard year. I will be very frank. I did not have Christmas spirit. When I started this month, it was rough, and I was reflecting on my year and realized it was difficult. It was hard. I lost people. We lost friends. Lost our cat. We lost family. My sister got married, though. That was a really pumped up time. I got to see the Rolling Stones. That was a really pumped up time. I guess what I'm saying is I was going to wait till the end. But for everyone listening, I sincerely hope you have the happiest of holidays. I hope you get a call from somebody you love. And I hope you can share your story, whether it's about how your day's going, or your plans for the future, or just a really funny story in the past. I hope and pray that you guys can have that this Christmas or holiday season. If you can't or you don't, feel free to shoot me a message. Emails at the end of this thing. I appreciate you guys. This is the first year we set up YouTube, and we're building. We could build more, but it's exciting. I'm so thankful for everyone listening every single episode, and just want to shout out. Thank you guys. 2025 is going to kick some serious ass, and we got some really cool episodes in the pipeline. I can't wait to tell you. But Tristan, you were talking about Christmas specials, technically horror movies, but again, we're doing it for the normies. Shout out normies. We're going to do Pepe the Frog soundbite here. Okay, there you go. So, for me, cannot, I would say, truly call it a Christmas season unless I watch one, if not both of these. Again, it's not everyone's cup of tea, but the South Park Christmas sing-along episode, you can watch it on Max. It's technically season 3 of 15. Is so dang fun, and it's still South Park. Obviously, it's Christmassy. I mean, we got multiple songs, some of them very just, what the hell are you thinking? Christmas time in hell. To all my Christians are listening, it's downright blasphemous, but it's a bop. I'll say it. You don't realize. Someone pointed out that the original South Park movie, the original one, was their favorite musical. And I never saw that movie like that. And it makes sense why the Book of Mormon is so good, because these nerds, these comedy nerds, know a thing or two about song structure. So if you like Book of Mormon, if you feel a little spicy this year, cannot recommend season 3, episode 15 of the South Park Sing Along Christmas. My favorite song is when Jesus and Santa Claus are singing at like a bar, nightclub. It's Christmas Eve, and in my canon, Jesus is hanging out with Santa. They're best friends. One's got a busy working night, and the other one's celebrating his birthday, and they still find time to sing some Christmas carols together. It's great. Laugh my butt off. Probably shouldn't. Might repent later. Tristan says, check it out. But I also said a second Christmas special that's also kind of adult-ish, at least 13 plus, unless you have mature children, which there's no such thing. You can stay up late like I did and watch it in the middle of the night. The Family Guy freaking Merry Christmas special on Hulu, season 3, episode 16. I'll tell you, I was so happy / so proud that I got a chance to convince my mom to watch it. I just, if you know my mother, she is a entertainment movie just consumer. She knows media, she knows directors, composers, best boys, the whole shtick. And I like to think she likes more highbrow stuff, but she can handle the lowbrow. But it's gotta be funny lowbrow. It's gotta be smart lowbrow. And I showed her this special, and I remember her laughing her butt off. It's great. It's a lot earlier, you know. I like to think like season 3 Family Guy is true peak. It had a bit of a like good morals, good message. Not everyone was like an idiot or weird or caricature of themselves. It's just a fun little episode. The band Kiss stars in it. I don't want to give anything away, but they may or may not be doing something for Santa. And again, I didn't make that sentence using AI. That's a real thing. Kiss helping out Santa Claus, a Family Guy freaking Christmas special, season 3, episode 16, Hulu. Tristan says, check it out. All right. Cue spooky music. We're going to find whatever this sounds like. Christmas spooky music. Alright, that was weird. I didn't think it sounded like that. But I'm going to give to you 5 Christmas horror movies. Now, at least maybe, okay, 1 to 2 of them, you're a teenager. You're, again, depending on how smart or how much your children can handle, at least 12 up. I think 2 of these movies you can show them. To everybody else, yeah, watch it on your own time, your own responsibility. Each of them are different in quality for different reasons, but again, you're trying to keep it spooky or just want to mix it up. You're tired of watching Santa Claus, Christmas with the Cranks. Oh fuck, I should have put that down there. That was a joke. Christmas with the Cranks sucks. If anyone hasn't seen it, don't watch it. That's a horror movie. That's a horror movie about a family trying to escape a cult, and unfortunately they don't get out. And the movie's whole lesson is go with your abusers. Go back to it. Go back to the cult family. Like, real life is too hard. So don't check that out. I'm rambling. Let's start the selection. I'm going to start my number 1 choice. And again, these don't necessarily mean one's better than the other. They're just different. 5 choices. My first one's going to be, of course, Krampus. Duh. It literally, you can't get more Halloween horror-y than the anti-Santa. To everyone who doesn't know Krampus, you know, I don't technically know what Krampus is. Spoilers, I might have an episode. Be on the lookout for that one coming up. But Krampus, I believe, is a Germanic deity, creature, where, again, there was Saint Nick, the very, very, like you do good, you be a good boy and girl, I'll give you toys, I'll give you presents, I will give you good things. And Krampus came around. It's like, if you act up, not only are you getting a piece of coal, you're going to get a whooping. Yes, my man carries whips and chains because they excite him. Rihanna reference. But no, Krampus, the movie, as I believe 2015, 2016, PG-13, it is fun. It is fun in every sense of the word. I mean, it's kind of funny. It's about a family that, again, we all have some of us, have the in-laws where we can't stand it. They're annoying. They're ridiculous. We're fighting on Christmas. It's kind of funny. And then Krampus happens. Again, gets a little spooky. Find out he's got maybe some kind of scary looking puppet monster toys. Again, I'm not giving anything away, but it's got money in it. It's got actors you know about. Adam Kay, I think that's his name. McKay. Dude from not Community. Fuck, I always get this confused. Parks and Rec. And he plays the third brother in Step Brothers. Again, I don't want to look this up. I got a script. I got to stay on topic. But he's in it. There are more people in it. You can check it out. But it's just fun. Again, if you want to watch something that's a little spooky and not so gory or scary or, we'll say, what's the word? Tasteless. It's a great choice. Check it out, Krampus, 2015-16. It is on... Oh, it's actually on a couple things. It's on Peacock or Max or Amazon Prime. So if you have either of those services, Tristan says, check it out. It's a great movie. It got a lot more views. Oh, and some more horror fans are listening. The guy who made Trick or Treat made this movie. Again, the real ones know that was a bop of a movie. It was great. And he does the same great quality in this movie. Again, Tristan says, be naughty. Don't believe in Santa. Check out Krampus. On to the next one. Number 2. I'm going to spoil this for you. There's 2 foreign films on here. And to all of the people who don't like foreign films or don't like reading, get over it. I'm calling you out, Mike. I'm going to send you this episode. Again, sorry if I'm alienating all of our non-foreign film watching fans, our non-movie snobs. Just get over it. It's fun, it's good, and I'll explain why. Rare Exports is a fun movie where it's about a father-son relationship. Kid's a little kid. I believe they're Sweden or Swedish, and the dad owns a caribou farm. And the way that they live, it's very much like this is their meat and potatoes. This is their bread and butter. If they have a bad season, if the caribou die, if they don't harvest them in time or sell them, they will not have a next season. So there's definitely kind of stake there. But unfortunately, mining company that's next door to the farm is doing some excavating and might have uncovered something very old and very Christmas related. It's fun. It's kind of spooky. It's just it was a movie I had no expectations. I watched and I was like, this is sick. Called Rare Exports. Go to Sweden. Dig up untold terror from beyond the stars. Just kidding. It's evil and in the ground. Tristan says, check it out. Which leads us to our third choice, A Christmas Horror Story. God, what can I say about this movie? This movie, Christmas Horror Story, is an anthology to the uneducated. Again, I'm not being a dick. I didn't technically know what anthology was until I was 24. I've seen anthologies. I know what they are. Just didn't know what the word was. But an anthology is multiple stories told kind of in or out of sequence that usually have some type of narrative sewn together. Like they have one thing in common. Or at the very end, you find out all those stories were related, and here's how they're related. A Christmas Horror Story works just like this. And, I mean, my favorite part of the movie, person of the movie, is we got our main DJ. He's our narrator, so to speak. My main man, Captain James Tiberius Kirk. William Shatner is the radio host, and he gets drunk. He's just having fun. We're watching zombie elves do karate. We're watching just like, again, monsters and Christmas trees and my man's here is just having a good time talking about, hey man, Merry Christmas, drink some eggnog. Might flirt a little bit with with a studio host, but it's fun. It's a fun movie, solid B movie. I wouldn't even say it's B. There's a little bit of quality to it. It's a red box movie. You saw it and you rented it for $2, but I'm telling you, it was fun. Like, it was, again, another one where I had no expectations and it was sick. Again, in the comments, tell me if you have seen it, if you saw the ending twist coming. I did not. I was like, oh shit, that's crazy. But Tristan says, check it out. What's an anthology? All right. Number 4, ladies and gentlemen. Number 4. Number 4 is my favorite choice, though, and is probably the hardest to recommend. So I've told people before about this movie on, I believe, my Santa Claus episodes, technically on Spotify. If you're listening on YouTube, check me out on where you get all podcasts from. I believe the episode title is called The Secret Santa Club, starring Russell, my favorite professional Santa. I tell him this one is about what if the Joker, not the god-awful sequel, but the original Joker with Joaquin Phoenix, had a Santa fetish. And it's about that, which just seems like another AI sentence, so I just put that through a generator. No, this is a real movie. It came out on I didn't write it down. Wow. Way to go, Tristan. All right, hold on. Gonna take a little break. Called Christmas Evil, a 1980s flick. 1980s right there. Kind of has a bit of a 70s vibe to it. Technically was the 70s, kind of, even though we're starting the 80s. But it is a man who unfortunately has a traumatic incident he sees. I don't think it's that much of a deal. I mean, I want to think you don't turn into a killer Santa Claus. Oops, spoiler, but you see it coming. The whole thing is my man witnesses something tragic and has a very, very, very weird, like, desire to want to be Santa, and he's obsessed with Santa. And it's fun. There's some weirdly wholesome moments there. There's some really dark stuff there, but it's a blast. To people who have Amazon, I don't know if you like Joe Bob Briggs, but he did a little review of this movie, and he gives a little trivia behind it, though. And I when I saw it, I was like, I love this movie. It's weird. Again, it's this horror thriller where a guy loses his mind and becomes Santa Claus, and it's like, you're like, oh man, look at my guy go, but you're just like, brother, what? My brother in Christ, what are you doing? Take that off. You're not doing this. It's fun. It's weird. I've shown it to one other person and they hated it. If you're feeling like a fun, weird 70s, 80s flick, Tristan says, check it out. I Am Santa Claus. Which leads us to our number 5 decision. But before I talk about number 5, I want to give some honorable mentions. People are going to be mad, but I'd never seen Gremlins, which is a shocker because that's literally, I mean, you can't get more horror than the creatures and it literally buying a Malgoy mud pie on Christmas Eve. I've never seen it. I've heard enough people talk about it and parody it, so I know a bit about it. I've never technically seen it, so I gotta watch it. But honorable mention there. Gonna get people in the comments saying, I can't believe you ever seen Gremlins. But whatever. But some movies I want to recommend if you're really, really into it. But again, my top 5 I already gave you. It's called Black Christmas. Again, if I don't mention this, people are gonna be like, how did you not recommend literally the OG Christmas horror movie? Black Christmas came out in 3 years, 1974, 2006, and 2019. Spoiler, I've not seen the 2019 version. This is hypothetically, now it's debated on the internet, but this is hypothetically considered the original slasher. Again, the blueprint before we got Mike Myers' Halloween, before we got Texas Chainsaw Massacre, before we got Nightmare and Friday the 13th. Black Christmas is about a disturbed maniac stalking a sorority house on Christmas Eve. It's weird. It's definitely a 70s flick. There's not a lot of violence, at least not a lot of blood and gore, but a lot of implied stuff. It's spooky. It's super weird. And it still holds up. I do recommend it. The next one, not so much. But I mean, again, if you want just probably the most highbrow quality of Christmas horror, Black Christmas, 1974, Tristan says, check it out. It holds up. It's, again, it's definitely going probably would be considered a master work of art in the horror genre, specifically Christmas related. Again, I'm guffawing, I'm glazing enough. 2006 Black Christmas. God, you're just like the ugly, definitely mentally disabled brother to 1974. I'm tearing it to shreds. It's a vibe to, I guess I'd say, my millennials, the people who grew up in the 2000s. This was very much when did Saw come out? That's a good question. When did Saw come out? I think it was 2004. Yeah, so we are post-Saw America, where we don't know what the hell subtlety is. We'll be gross and disgusting and in your face, and we will drown you in it. Again, I'm really tearing it apart. But if you want just a really fun, no class, no taste horror movie, 2006 is a vibe. It gives Billy, that's the psychopath in the first one, he gets a backstory in this one. And I have to warn you, it's gross. It's basically an SVU episode, but it is, again, violent and gory. It's fun. Some stuff hasn't aged well. Some stuff's still super funny, but it is, if you want a little kind of, you've been drinking some eggnog, kids gone to sleep, you want to have a little fun, get a little frisky, put it on, and then take a shower afterwards. It's a fun flick. And of course, 2019, which I will say, I will watch it. Again, I'm a hypocrite. Funny enough, I know I'm sidebarring. We're still doing our top 5, but if you're still listening, if you look up Christmas horror movies on Rotten Tomatoes or on Google, there's a Rotten Tomatoes link that will show you 47 movies of Christmas horror relation, which I didn't even know there was that many. I've probably seen like 7 of them. I looked and I was like, I don't know most of this stuff here, but if you really want to, you got 2 days left. You can still technically celebrate Christmas after the 25th, but if you want to watch any of that stuff, or you really want to dive in heavy, Rotten Tomatoes, 47, Christmas horror. 2019 I heard was garbage. I hate using the term woke, but I heard it's just not good. It's just kind of loses the element of itself. I think I've heard people compare it to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the remake on Netflix. Again, it's just like, what are you doing with my guy? I know what you're trying to do. I know you're trying to make some type of social commentary. It's lame. We'll find out. We'll watch it. I'll let you guys know about it in the comments. And if I'm totally wrong about 19, I'm talking out my ass, let me know. Yeah, Tristan, you're stupid. Whatever. And I have to also mention, there's Silent Night, Deadly Night. That's, it's good. It is... Silent Night, Deadly Night is probably the most Christmas horror you can get, as far as like true horror fans will agree, slasher fans will agree. It is probably the best as far as like just it's solid. It is like, it's famous. I don't particularly like it. I need to watch it again, but yeah, if I don't talk about it, people are going to say, you talk about Silent Night, Deadly Night, you're a fake horror fan. Shut up. Shut up, it's my opinion. All right, tangent over. Tristan, what the hell was your number 5? If it wasn't Silent Night, Deadly Night, what's your number 5? Well, I'll tell you what it is, guys. It's called Deadly Games, or Dial Code for Santa. As you remember, I said I was going to give out 2 foreign flicks. This is a French movie, 1989, where coincidentally, some people, or it's been said, there was some talk of litigation, of suing, because this movie was, people would say, was at least very inspired, or at least the movie Home Alone took a lot of elements from this one. Deadly Games dial code for Santa. So much where they were talking about litigation of plagiarism. They're like, well, this is weirdly similar considering dial code for Santa came out before Home Alone. Home Alone's great. Home Alone's a comedy. If you want it more realistic, if you want it high tense, creepy, and the most badass kid I've ever seen, check this out. Again, it's about a kid and his grandfather home alone on Christmas Eve, where unfortunately it's a trope. A deranged man dressed as Santa Claus is coming to punish the naughty. And my little kid here, he is just the most savage, the most like. So imagine if Home Alone, they hinted at it, but imagine if like Kevin got fucked up a little bit. Again, that would turn a very funny comedy movie. It's silly, haha, into like, okay, now it's a thriller. This child is in danger. It was funny when they stepped on glass and set their head on fire and gave themselves multiple concussions. No, this one, again, is about, I want to say a 6, 7, 8-year-old kid on Christmas Eve defending his very, very old grandfather against a maniac. It's a great cat and mouse game. My man is very resourceful. It is foreign. It is in French, but it is, nobody talks about it. That 47 Christmas movie list I told you about on Rotten Tomatoes, it's not even on there. It's like, brother, not enough people talk about it. Barely anybody knows about it. You can watch it on Amazon Prime with an AMC subscription, or if you have Shudder. I believe Joe Bob also covers a commentary on it if you want to know a little trivia behind it. But it is a sick movie. It's cool. It's technically a horror. It's a horror thriller, man. Again, if you want to see a badass little kid, I think he gets stabbed. He gets hurt. My man gets hurt, and it's no longer a game. And he's still thwarting this Santa. So if you want to support badass children in your movies, check out Deadly Games or Dial Code for Santa. Tristan says, check it out. Don't leave your children home alone with Grandpa. Or, dude, I don't know why I said that. That's getting clipped. And that's it, guys. That's it. Let's see how long we've been recording this. This has been going on for, wow, we just barely hit 30 minutes. Well, to everyone listening, again, I want to say thank you. I know I took a little sad spiel in the beginning or in the middle. I can't remember when I said it, but this year's been hard. I didn't have Christmas spirit for a while. I'm pretty sure, well, maybe some of you guys didn't either. Or to people who don't celebrate Christmas, I don't know if this is a hard time for you, but the holidays are a tough time for people. And I've heard this year has been very difficult for some. I unfortunately know a lot of people who lost other people who aren't going to get a chance to see 2025. And for me, and to them who are hurting, I pray for hope. I pray for love. I pray to keep going. I just transparency, guys, like this year was just so hard. I mean, again, there's good stuff, but it was a hard year for your boy. However, there was also a lot of good. We started our YouTube channel. I mean, we're growing. And if you guys want to do anything to help me get a Merry Christmas, please like, share, subscribe. Just share this at all, please. I got a lot more plans, a lot more ideas. I'd love to get more people's eyes on this. I need that algorithm love. If you can just share one of my episodes, maybe your favorite, or comment what episode was your favorite in this video. If you listened to a previous video and you really liked one, let me know. Starting next year, I want to do a sequel series to everybody else who hasn't really just got on with the YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I've been doing this for a lot longer, and I've only been posting YouTube stuff in about June, July. So there's a couple guests on there that I want to have come back, see how they're doing, give a little update. Maybe just let them see how much I've grown, though. So let me know who you want to see. Thanks for supporting. Serious, I cannot thank you guys enough. It's hard to do this. It's emotionally draining for me to do this. But I love doing it. I love hearing people's stories. I love the outpouring love each of you guys have for listening. And also for enjoying their stories. I can't have couldn't have gone here without you guys. So to everyone who's listened, to the new ones and the old ones, thank you so much. Happy holidays. I think that's everything. I can't think. Oh, yes. If I can end on one final thing, to the people who had a hard year, to the people who had a difficult year, and if you had a good year, fuck it, put in the comments. We're all the interaction. Put stuff in comments. I want to know how you guys are doing. Come on, got time? Just a little comment. If you're this far, you might as well just leave a comment. I mean, you literally listened to me blabber on for 30 minutes. But to end the episode with a quote. To the people who had, this is not the quote, sorry, I'm prefacing it. To the people who had a difficult year, if you're going through hell, keep going. Winston Churchill. If you are having a hard time now, as we go into this new year, there's no guarantee it's going to get easier. But it has to, if we keep going. I mean, if you're having a shitty time, you might as well keep going, because if you end up stopping, you're just staring hell. Might as well maybe see if you can keep going and find a better place to stop. But let's hope and make, because it's wishing, it's praying, but it's also action. Let's wish, hope, and pray that this 2025 year kicks some serious ass and we get some goals taken care of. I love you guys. God bless. Thanks for listening. You've listened to another ordinary person with an extraordinary story tell you how much they love horror in 5 recommendations. Okay, I might, and to quote Tiny Tim, take it away, buddy.
God bless us.
Okay.
Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Ordinary People, Extraordinary Stories. If you're interested in helping the channel, feel free to click on the link below to get access to our Patreon, where we have exclusive episodes and clips not shown to the public. And of course, if you believe you yourself have an interesting story to tell, or know somebody who would be great for the show, feel free to email me back at OPESpodcast@gmail.com. That's OPES. That's the acronym for the show, Ordinary People, Extraordinary Stories, OPES, podcast@gmail.com. Thank you, everybody, and until next time.